So in the earlier video, we have seen a very important concept, that is a practical problem which happens in pumps, that was priming. And the newer pumps, I said, are having self-priming property, that they are using some arrangement of walls such that it does not require a manual priming. Now coming to characteristic curves, or how the performance is going to happen, performance characteristics. So the most important performance characteristic will be head versus discharge. How much head we are gaining versus what is the discharge of the pump. So, and this chart will be useful to select what pump we should use. So there are different characteristics or performance curves available, which when we are going to buy the pump, and those head versus discharge curves are going to helpful to select what kind of pump we can use, because we'll know that what is the discharge required in my situation and what is the head gain which is required in my situation. So using those curves, we can select which is the best pump or which is having the highest efficiency at required head and discharge. So we know that the speed is going to be constant, and the theoretical head developed, that is the energy supplied converted to head, was VW2 U2 by G. So now we want a relation between head and discharge. So from velocity triangle, this was the velocity triangle, outlet velocity triangle. So we are just writing some trigonometric relation of VW2, and we are replacing VF2 by Q by A. VF2 was like Q was, Q is volume flow rate. So it was area into flow rate, VF2. So if we write Q2, so but the flow rate is going to be constant. So we write A2 VF2 or A1 VF1. You can write like that. So we have just replaced VF2 by Q by A, and we know U is pi dn. So U2 will be pi d2n. So this was done to replace VW2 in terms of U2 and Q in our expression of head developed. So theoretical head we have is U2 by G into VW2. So we have replaced VW2 over there, and we have just multiplied and brought U2 by G inside this factor. So now we can see that the head theoretical is a function of Q, and since once the pump is manufactured, diameter is not going to change. The speed is same as what the frequency of electric power we are getting. So U is also going to be same constant. G is already constant. Beta 2 is the blade angle, that is also constant. Area will also be constant. So only function left over here is head theoretical is a function of Q. So that's all. We have just written pi dn instead of U. So for a given pump, diameter is going to be constant. Area is constant because diameter is constant. N is already constant because of the electric power we are getting. That frequency is constant. It is 60 hertz for us. So head theoretical, we can write as some K1 constant minus K2 into Q. This was for backward facing curves. So for forward facing curve, the nature will be K1 plus K2Q, which is mentioned over here. And for radial, it will be only a constant. We'll see about it, because over there the beta this is beta 2. This is not beta square. This is beta 2. So for backward, the beta is greater than 90. For forward, beta is less than 90. For radial, beta is 90. So if we put 90 over here, cot 90 will be 0. That means H theoretical is a constant for radial blades. So for backward blades, as we increase the discharge, H theoretical is going to decrease. So operating characteristic curve, that is H versus Q curve with N is equal to constant, it looks like this. So this is the theoretical head we have. And then there are other losses which are happening, the energy loss, which I will explain in the next video, which are going to change the nature of the curve. So there are hydraulic losses, shock loss, and slip loss, which are happening, and frictional loss. So I'll explain about these losses in next video. And after this, subtracting all the losses, this is the actual head curve which we are getting for discharge. So this head curve will be helpful for selecting the pump. So in next video, we'll start with different kinds of losses and how can we quantitatively define them.